and we are live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Crew Battles Round 2. We have all 4 regions back at it once again, trying to compete to see who is the best. The West Coast has 1 win, but it is far from over. There's still 3 games left to play. Going first, representing the South, we have Sean, aka ManilaMidget. Going second, representing East Coast, we have VeissVersa, aka Malcolm. Going third, representing the West Coast, we have DoomDG, aka Ori. And going last, representing the Midwest, we have Cal, aka Cal, and he's playing Nigila. I am Josh from Little Drunken Highlander. We also have my fabulous co-host, Austin, who's here. Say hi, Austin.
Hello, I just started the game.
Yeah, I just heard you rejoin as I said, say hi, Austin. And also our guest caster from the Midwest region is Ryan from Playing with Power. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Ryan.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me. This is Ryan from Playing with Power. I can't wait to see this wonderful all areas of the United States battle. Really rooting for the Midwest because that is where I am from.
We love to see it. We love to see it. Turn 1 Mystic Remora from Sean. That's a strong start for sure.
Yep, we got Sean here going first, representing the the South, representing the South, piloting Dargo Thrasios, like you said. Good strong start with a Misty Rainforest right into a Mystic Remora. You definitely want that going first on the play. We're gonna see what happens. Maybe Heuristic might have been better, but Mystic Remora is pretty good nonetheless.
No feeds.
I like that he's repping another. I like that he's repping another Waffle House playmat. That's how you always know they're from the South.
It's true.
What are you saying? Now, first of all, the Waffle House is enjoyed by every region. It knows no favoritism, first of all.
Oh, yes, but the South has the most Waffle Housey Waffle Houses.
Okay, I'll give you that. All right, and then we have Malcolm putting in a Mana Confluence and passing, and then we got good old Doom, also known as Ori, dropping a Esper Sentinel. So 2 engines on the board already. Cal going last, repping the Midwest, hoping maybe not to feed too many things. He kept a hand of 4, so it looks like we're just going to slow roll it here. Going back around to Sean, looks like paying for the fish and drawing for turn.
Do you think that we're going to see a tutor out of Malcolm here, or do you think he's just holding up, not paying for, not casting into the fish?
I think there's probably going to be a tutor. 2 engines or not, it's too good to do it. Maybe they're playing responsible. We'll see. Speaking of tutors, got a gamble from Sean here. It looks like it is resolving. Looks like they weren't holding up interaction with that Mana Confluence. So we're going to see what they're going to gamble for here. What are we gambling for here?
I don't know. Probably, I think they're going for mana here, right? They probably want to find a Mana Crypt, or if they're trying to go for Dargo, like early, if they have other action in hand, maybe even a Lotus Petal. It could be gamble for Breach. I feel like they're not looking for more card advantage. They're probably looking for something to give their fish some staying power or to jumpstart the next part of their game plan.
Yeah, since we're not seeing a whole lot of throughput right now on the board here, I'm guessing probably a Mana Crypt. That just lets the fish stay around longer. People are kind of holding off on it. We got 2 players who basically land past and did nothing else, so probably wants to see if they can get some good staying power out of the fish.
Yeah, especially with Malcolm not putting anything out yet, if he's also looking for a Mana Crypt with his top deck tutor, assuming he has one, that's going to be 2 draws.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what this Red Entomb's gonna give us. We're gonna find out. Looks like they've got, what is that? 6 cards in hand. Throwing down a 5. Is it 7? Okay, Mox Amber. I'm guessing that wasn't what the tutor target was. And there's our mana.
There it is. There's the Mana Crypt.
Well, we're so good at guessing, team.
Yeah, we are. We should play the lottery. We should. All right, so we got a fish that's going to stay around for a while. Into a talisman. Okay.
That's a very long-lived fish.
Yep.
Sean taking good care of his animals.
Very, very good. Going to be a very fat fish at the end. Looks like no instant tutor
from Malcolm.
Yeah. So definitely a slow roll. Underground Sea. Gonna see what we got. We have 2 lands.
Dockside?
We got Sisay. We'll see what happens.
He could have kept the Dockside hand. That seems very Sisay, like a very Sisay thing to do.
Actually, yeah, I could see that.
Is it? No.
Nope. Arcane Signet.
Yeah, just an Arcane Signet. That's not terrible. It draws a lot of cards, which isn't super great, but I guess it's either that or you just fall behind. That's the unfortunate reality of these things.
Sometimes you gotta pay. Sometimes you gotta pay in cards.
That's right. Okay, following it up with the Oath of Nisa. One of the for a long time was one of the very few one drops that were legendary that you can get in CSA, but a lot has changed between Oath of the Gatewatch and now.
I can see why he kept that hand now. That's a pretty strong turn too.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't know. Like, Jeweled Lotus turn 2 Dockside feels a lot better to me, but what do I know?
Well, it sets him up. It sets him up for I feel like a more consistent game plan than trying to like luck sack into something that can get him blown out more easily. Like this way, he's going to have to say and enough mana to start being able to activate her without having to rely on rituals. So it'll give him a little bit more like longevity. I feel like with the way that like Cal plays Najila and also the hand that he kept, and Ori playing a more not so much a turbo-y Timnacron, more of a controlling one. I think the only deck that's going to be going fast is ManilaMidget on the Teamer deck. So not knowing that he had this ridiculous start, I think keeping a more grindy hand isn't the worst game plan into this pod.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth in that, especially since all of these decks are able to grind it so unbelievably well. So having this slow start would allow somebody to not go absolutely insane, especially since the turn 1 Mystic Remora did actually end up happening. And speaking of Mystic Remoras, we got Ori here with a Mystic Remora of their own.
Yeah.
I wonder if they drew that or if they had that.
That's probably a draw. I'm gonna call that as a draw.
Well, I mean, Esper Sentinel stays whether or not you don't have to pay for its upkeep. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Is if you play this fish on turn 1, you're tapping out on turn 2 for the Esper Sentinel and keeping your fish. Whereas if you sequence it this way, you're probably not missing out on too many cards. He missed out on 1 card from Sean, I think. Yeah, no, 2 cards. He missed out on the gamble too. But you get to keep your fish for longer.
Yeah, exactly. A turn 2 fish allows you to keep that fish around a lot longer, whereas Manila's going to eventually have to decide whether or not they want to keep paying for that fish or eventually let it go, which means that Ori's probably going to end up having it longer. I'm sorry. Yeah, not Ori. Sorry, no, Ori. I get the names all mixed up. Yeah.
None of them have their names in there. Moxfield.
Because they don't have the names in their thing, so.
Not even the mysterious Cal MTG. Who are they?
Yeah, this is Cal MTG. Who names their kid MTG? All right, cracking a fetch on the end step. We're gonna see what happens with Najila here. A lot of like really slow rolled turn 1 into a lot more explosive turn 2s. So we're gonna see what Cal does here. Got we had the Mystic Remora, we got the Oath of Nisa, Arcane Signet Oath of Nisa, and then we also had the Mana Crypt into a Talisman. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Cal does. What do you think?
I feel like it's probably a Talisman. I feel like it's another slow, consistent thing. I'm not sure if they would have kept something explosive going last too. It just doesn't seem like the correct play into this pod. Oh no, it's Dockside. We're keeping something explosive going last. I take it back. I eat my words.
Let's see if he plays around both fishes and the Esper. That's real good.
Yeah, that's 2,
3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 7?
7. Yeah. That's a pretty substantial Dockside.
We love that.
Is real good for Cal. So 7. So that's easily a Najila. And then if he wants to cast whatever's in his hand too, technically has that option.
Like a Derevi and the Final Fortune and Rainbow Land.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go. Everyone is wide open with the exception of Ori.
Best ritual in the game.
Esper will go away eventually if there's enough warriors too. I don't think he's that lucky, but that'd be so hype.
Chalk one up for the Midwest. I am here for a Midwest turn 2 win.
Yep.
Najila on the stack, and I'm doubting there's any opposition coming in. So yep, that's pretty much it. So we have another.
I love how he throws his dice there. He caught that. He chucked the dice right off the mat.
They're very pretty dice. I like those dice.
Big dice.
Definitely use those treasures if you have them.
Yeah.
Eldritch Evolution, sure.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he did have a Derevi.
Where do you even go?
Is this Derevi? What do you think?
Probably because Yeah, Derevi would be the logical choice.
Well,
It is the next one up on the chain, but man, Derevi Pass
that's what I'm
seems a little
thinking.
risky.
That seems sus into a Tim Necrom
What
deck that
other
hasn't cast
four-
any interaction spells yet and has drawn a lot of cards.
What other 4-drops would be worth it?
Yeah, I don't think Derevi works here. So
Derevi-
this is probably some kind of
Whatever.
value engine.
And I think that would be fine too. I mean, even at
No, I don't think he's on. I don't think Cal's on.
I don't know if Najeela's on Talion. I could be wrong. Every brew is a little different, but I think Talion would be a spicy include. That's for certain. We're gonna see if our instincts are correct here on Derevi. We're gonna find out.
I don't think it is. I don't think Derevi passes the move.
Yeah, I don't think Najeela Derevi pass the turn is probably the best approach, but we're gonna see.
That's the board in a really.
It's somewhat. That makes a lot of sense. We're drawing cards.
So it actually does make a ton of sense here. That's a really good engine to get online.
Which summit is this?
So this one says whenever a creature that just entered the battlefield this turn deals damage, you draw a card. So here, I'll put it up in the Scryfall. I have the power to do that. So it's a card draw engine for Najeela. She's also a warrior herself, so she gives you an extra warrior when you get her. We did a deck tech video on her, actually. We did a casual Gruul Clerics tribal deck for her, and that was very, very fun. But she's really powerful just as a Najeela piece.
Very, very good. So we have engines all over this place. This game isn't going anywhere. All right, moving in, attacking. She does have vigilance, so gets the warrior as well, tapped and attacking, and is going to be able to draw some cards as well. That's a really good way to get back into that game quickly.
Yeah.
Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, if that creature entered the battlefield this turn, draw a card.
So that's 2 draws. Or is it
written for Najeela?
Yeah, well, so's everything.
All right. I'm rooting for Cal now. This is going to be the underdog story. Cal's going to win it. Calling it.
Midwest, they need the W. Just saying. Midwest represent. Absolutely love the Midwest. Mostly because I'm from here. But say la vie.
So that's basically a very convoluted divination is what Cal did this turn.
Yes, very much so. Spent 3 cards to do it. Okay, letting the Remora die, Sean is. Okay, that's interesting. So didn't decide to pay for it. Half that mana crypt I thought was just to help grind this game a little bit longer with more Remora, but maybe they drew something better like a Rhystic Study. Or Consecrated Sphinx, maybe instead.
Oh,
wild.
Wow. On this board state?
I mean, why have 1 Rhystic Study when you could have 2? Wow.
That's an hour Esper Sentinel.
I didn't see that coming from Thrasios Durga. I didn't know that they ran Consphinx in their 99. Maybe this is something a little bit different that Sean's doing, which is awesome. I'm definitely here for it.
I love
super here for
big fat
Consphinx.
creatures. I'm always here for this.
I feel like Ori and Malcolm seem like they're so behind now. This game's been cracked wide open, and I feel like they're trying to grind, and this isn't where it's going.
I don't think that Ori's out of this game necessarily just yet. 2 draw engines on the board still pretty strong. I feel pretty bad about Malcolm right now. just kind of sitting there vibing with 2 Dockside Fuelers.
Hopefully he's got something. Hopefully he's got his own Dockside in his hand or a way to find it.
Let's go. 4 mana now, so let's 3.
It's Sisse.
And Yep. Sisse good. And already coming down a little bit stronger because of that Oath of Nisa, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part of the game where I start saying, like, guys, they could untap and win. We got to think about the Sisse.
We're dead. Careful. Come on, we're dead. All right, looks like we let... all right, so Ori moves to their turn, lets the fish die as well, which is interesting. Drawing from the Consphinx, of course, Sean. Casting an LED into a Reanimate.
I wonder what this is getting.
I can't possibly imagine what creature could be possibly reanimated right now.
Wild.
What do you think, chat? What could it be?
They should know Mox Amber's not a valid target. This is an illegal target. But for real, having Reanimate in Tim Necrom is actually a really cool include. I like that a lot. I think that's a really cool include for Ori.
Swiping the graveyard. Swiping a creature from any graveyard is really nice.
Chat's saying Ori should be at 36.
Mm.
Because he didn't lose life from his watery grave. Let's see, is that a fetch? Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
Reanimate, followed up by a Flusterstorm from Malcolm. I bet you that is why the turn 1 didn't do anything. It was land pass because they had a Flusterstorm in hand. For some big, huge thing like a turn 1 ad nauseum or something crazy that might have happened, they were ready for it. So I'm guessing that's why it was land pass on turn 1.
That makes sense, yeah. That makes sense. Cal putting up a little note that says, I can't attack anyone. Very sad.
it's hard to get through a 4/6, but I mean a 1/1 Esper Sentinel, I'd sail in all day long.
Well, soon there's going to be a block side extortionist there too, and that does infect block warriors.
That's
he
fine.
swings Najila in at the dockside. He can double block with the Esper Sentinel on the dockside, which I think Ori's very willing to do, given that there's a consecrated Sphinx on the battlefield, and Esper's not a May.
That's true.
So,
right.
Cal is pretty hecked, yeah.
I
don't think Malcolm's going to trade, though, right? Is Sese a 4/4?
I think Sese is currently, well, we have...
She's a 3/3.
Yeah, 3/3 currently.
Malcolm wouldn't trade. You can attack Malcolm. You're fine.
All right, we're in the thonk tank here on this Flusterstorm. Really want this reanimate to resolve, and I understand why. This dockside would be very thick at the moment.
Yeah, I would not want that dockside resolving.
I mean, already having it resolve from Cal was devastating enough. Look how fast Cal sprang back into the game with the dockside alone. There's also something I would say to be said about possibly cracking LED to pay for it, and then maybe getting Tymna or a Tymna Amcrom. So maybe that's where that deliberation was coming from. So we're gonna see here.
Looks like they're talking about it for sure.
Yeah, everyone's been debating it. Everyone's kind of stuck on this reanimate, and I don't blame them.
I'm sure the conversation is pressuring Sean to do something here too. He got so many cards in hand.
Yeah, with an LED on the board, there's a lot of times when you could try and push them into possibly cracking it. But I mean, looks like they only had we'll see, maybe 2 cards in hand. I'm not sure. Maybe they have more. Maybe they're figuring out their discard at the moment. Yeah, they're figuring out their discard. And ad nauseum and Imperial Seal. Wow, what did they keep?
Whoa.
That's making a statement right there. Well, they don't have a lot of mana, I guess. The Imp Seal is not castable this turn. So maybe they're just ditching it because it's a 2-turn payoff because you have to cast it next turn and then draw something.
We don't really know what else is in their hand. But I'm just assuming that. Yeah, and Imp Seal probably a little bit slow at the current moment. I mean, if there was a way to have ad nauseum payoff, that'd be a whole different story. But obviously not. They discarded it.
They were definitely trying for it. Like the Imp Seal into the ad nauseum, guaranteeing some fast mana on top, would have been really, really powerful.
Yeah, I agree. But it looks like they decided to go for the grind game instead.
That's what they would have done if the dockside resolved.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It would have been ad nauseum, 100%. All
right, let's see if Cal gets bold and attacks into Malcolm.
Come on, Cal, you can do it.
I believe in you.
Sean's sitting over there with 12 cards in hand, just laughing at everyone at this table right now.
It's true. He's controlling the game. He didn't even have to. He forced Malcolm to interact with that Flusterstorm there. I'm sure that's what that conversation was about. Was trying to get Sean to do something, give some information at least.
Oh yeah, if I was Cal, I wouldn't cast a single card in my hand. Everything would be immediately passed to Sean with 12 cards in hand. They have the resources to try and burn them up.
100%.
Make them use it and then seize your window.
Using turn order to your advantage.
Cal also probably thinking about who to attack here. I mean, it should definitely be Malcolm. It should definitely be Malcolm, but you know.
Let's see what he does. He's cracking his fetch.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to need... So he's got green, red, blue, white. He needs a black mana source for his perfect mana. So he's probably getting an Underground Sea here, is my guess.
Probably. But also, we're having to think about, like, what's the payoff to attacking with these warriors and getting those draws to only have Sean draw. Like if Cal draws 1, 2, 3, 6 cards, Sean's drawing 12, and this game is over.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
might not be worth
getting rid of that. Getting rid of that Sphinx is problem number 1.
Yeah, and Sean's going to protect it with the 13 cards in their hand.
This is probably the best window that they're going to get rid of it. He's tapped out. He's only going to get more cards.
Yeah, if he was fortunate enough to have something like a Grand Abolisher or something, he would be all set, because right now Sean is technically tapped out. So it's like land Grand Abolisher, go off unimpeded, win game.
But he did get the Underground Sea and not the Scrub Land, so...
Oh, well, we do have a treasure.
Oh, that's true. He does have a treasure token.
So it's
still a possibility. I believe in you, Cal. Even Grand Abolisher kill the Consecrated Sphinx would be hype.
Actually,
Grand Abolisher,
yeah.
Rebbit.
Oh yeah, that would actually that'd be a good play. I'd play that all day long. Oh look, a Swords to Plowshares.
Or he's flashing it, so he's letting everyone know that he's got it.
Like, hey, we just need to find a way to get rid of this Con Sphinx. So if anything, they're probably banding together right now.
I imagine that's the only thing that's the out for all of them.
That's the only way to stay in this game, not with a Con Sphinx that's made it around the board already.
So Ori's got 7 in hand. Cal's got how many? I think 4.
He has 4 right now.
Sean might just have more cards than all of them combined.
4 at the start of the turn. Yeah.
He's attacking where?
If anything, I'd be like, let it go through. Let me draw a bunch of cards. And yes, Sean might draw more, but I might be able to do something. Maybe with like a silence with the draw triggers on the stack or something. Who knows? Although I probably would have just silenced in main phase, but that's me.
Maybe Cal's trying to get Ori to use that Swords to kill the Consecrated Sphinx so that Cal can draw some cards here.
Absolutely. I mean, this timing is very advantageous for Cal, just not for Ori.
100%. Yeah. I don't know if I'd bite for that for Ori. I don't know if I'd go for that. I might just tell Cal to figure it out on his own and not attack.
Yeah, I would Swords on an end step and say, hey, you're not gonna. If you want to draw cards, we're just gonna just hand the game to Sean. I'm gonna try and do it, and maybe you can help protect it, but I'm not gonna let you draw a ton of cards. I'm gonna do it on the end step. Cal's thinking. This isn't a clear-cut answer. This is one of those ones where the table politics are really coming into play.
It's true, and they're definitely talking about it. I can see Ori right now fingering that Swords to Plowshares.
It's just begging to leave his hand, leave their hand. It absolutely is.
Samurai Dancer says everyone got a ban to get the South Boy down. He's too powerful, Samurai.
Well, I mean, we might as well give it to them. They need all the help they can get, being from the South and all. Just let them have the W. They need it. They need it more than anyone.
Certainly, anybody but Ori needs it tonight. Because if the West Coast gets another win, then another team's going to have to win both the remaining matches to be able to tie it up and get a tiebreaker match. If they win a third one, it's locked. It's over. The last match will just be for fun. It'll be for second place.
That's true. Just for the funsies. Yep.
So we'll see if we can get it here, and if this remains to be a competition.
Yeah, not a lot going on. A lot of standing and swiveling in our chairs here, trying to figure it out. Okay, looks like maybe Cal moved to the end step. We'll see what happens, because looks like good old Ori is about to act.
It looks
Swords
like
to Plowshares.
Yep.
Oh, or not.
Maybe.
God, they're edging us. This hurts.
I swear to God. Take a game action. Don't let me call on the judge. Slow play. Table 1.
Oh my gosh. This hurts. This is painful.
Make a move, please.
We'll give him Austin, go in there and tell him they're slow playing. Oh, wait, just kidding. He heard me.
Oh, okay. All right. Wait, that's a Lotho reveal
card.
There we go. One free card revealed. Lotho at instant speed. Didn't know the card was that powerful. All right.
Costs 1 mana less, too.
Wow.
Looks like the Swords most definitely targeting...
Oh!
What?
Okay.
What are we... We're not targeting...
Najila?
We're targeting Najila?
So
Or-
was the
or
target
two.
Nagila? Interesting, not Consphinx.
This
Oh.
is wild.
Wild.
What is going on
That
here?
is wild. Why? Why Nagila? Nagila is not the problem right now. Or maybe, maybe Ori thinks Nagila is the problem.
Hey,
Probably had a few too many games taking the beats from Nagila. A little jaded.
I mean, maybe Cal does have a win here, and we just don't know it. It is possible.
I guess we're not in the instep. I guess we're just trying to just go for it. Okay, yes, we did it.
We did it. Good job, Cal.
We did it. And
that was the
Sean
spot.
didn't do anything with it. That's interesting.
No free interaction in those like 16 cards that he has.
Or no free interaction. He
or
wanted
he
to
drew
spend on his
everything.
turn. Yeah.
That's true. He might just
Yeah.
untap win with protection. Let's see if Cal can get some cards to stop him here.
Okay, so this was all main phase. This was just, this was a giant chat right in the main phase. Okay, gonna be drawing some cards here. Six cards if it all goes through. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's wrong. 3 cards from Samut.
Yeah,
but 6 creatures coming through.
I can take the
Yeah, I mean,
consequence
if
for some-
anything, Sphinx definitely got its value, so it's not like it was a huge loss. You know.
Yeah, I would pay
One
6
round
mana
with
to draw.
Sphinx
Like,
was-
what was he?
Oh, I mean, there was easily
12.
It was well, right now he's at 13 cards, Sean is. And so I mean, even if he discarded to hand size, let's say he started at 7. There was a couple of draw triggers on the stack. Esper's not a May ability. Probably got some draws from that. All right.
Oh, that's even more. I just realized. Ori went to swords and Nagila, but Nagila was going at Sean.
Well, Nagila hadn't attacked yet.
What
I
was
think we're
it?
just.
Okay.
Wow, I love it, Cal. I love it.
With the audacity.
Oh, let's go!
Oh,
Oh,
The extra
okay.
turn spell!
Extra turn. All right. And they're indestructible. Let's go.
all
Oh, there's.
right.
Do you see the hand from Sean? Like I told you guys. This might be a fast game, guys. This might be over.
A lot can happen because in the free during the free turn, it looks like everybody is tapped out. Like it's free interaction or nothing.
We were talking about crack the LED in response to Esper Sentinel trigger before, but if Cal casts a spell on his turn that triggers it, that might be the play at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Might be that or lose.
That's tough.
Looks like there's another discussion going on the stack here.
I get it. This is, like I said, it's either free interaction or nothing. You can't silence on upkeep right now. There's no way to get a white mana. Everybody is tapped out.
It's true.
This is the moment. And had the deflecting swat too. Go Cal.
Fun fact about Chance for Glory, the card that's about to appear on the screen. The indestructible is indefinite. They just gain indestructible because the card, I guess, in its design, assumed that you would be winning or dying on that turn. So it's saying till end of turn didn't matter. So if you use something like an Angel's Grace after Chance for Glory, your creatures are just indestructible forever.
Or a Mind Break Trap. There we go. That was good. That was clutch from Ori. Coming in with the Mind Break Trap.
That would've been game
win for
otherwise.
Cal. Sad. Has to wait a turn. I'm sure Ori's not happy about using this, though.
Well, I mean, how many spells were cast this turn? We had a deflecting swat. We had the Swords to Plowshares. Isn't it if an opponent casts?
Yeah, it's an opponent casts.
Maybe I'm just being dumb. Chat, keep me honest here. Were 3 spells
No,
cast?
I don't think he cast these spells. He has 2 spells. Look, Cal's putting his
wait,
fingers
they're
up.
counting.
An opponent casts 3 or more spells.
Nice
An
try,
opponent.
Ori. Nice try.
Not if the storm count is 3. It's if an opponent casts 3 or more spells. Looks like we've got deflecting swat, Chance for Glory, and that's it. Maybe I'm just being
Nobody else
dumb.
does.
No, you're not. You're not. That's
No,
correct.
no, you're right.
He just attacked
just
with
backtracked
Nagila,
for that.
and that's it. And that 3 mana that he has was spent on the Chance for Glory. No additional spells have been cast.
Okay.
So he gets it.
That was wishful thinking from Ori. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Or desperation.
All right,
Okay,
we
no,
have.
no.
All right, moving to the finale turn. This is make or break right now.
I believe in you, Cal. Take it home for the West Coast. Get him on the
For
board.
the Midwest.
Oh, I'm
for
sorry,
The
for the-
Midwest.
The Midwest. What's wrong with me?
Just really wanting the West Coast to get that second dub.
No, I want the East Coast to win. That's where I'm from. That's where I am currently. It's where my butt is planted. So I'm very sad that Malcolm might not get an untap here.
Ooh, Forbidden Orchard. That's weird in Najila, but okay.
Maybe he'll get a 1/1 spirit though.
It's like that blocks the Warriors. That seems like a weird include to me. But
yeah, I'm with you.
I'm not a Najila main, so everyone else in chat can keep me honest here.
Could be that having a rainbow land is that important to Cal, but I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I'm not a Najila main either. I'm a Najila tourist. So Hal in chat says in all caps, the mana is so bad, Ryan. You got to do it.
I don't believe that. Not with the lands that we've had come out in the last 5 years. No way. No way. And is it Najila like on 7 lands or something now? Isn't it just gone farther and farther down? You can cut the Forbidden Orchard at this point.
Devolved further and further into turbo degeneracy. Strayed further and further from Najila mid-range wholesome goodness.
All right, all right, Cal, what's the plan? This is the final turn.
Cast Derevi, win target game.
Win target game. That's right.
I believe
everyone's looking at their piles of cards, but I mean, everyone's tapped out.
What are they gonna do?
I mean, if they've got, the Force of Will or something against that game-winning spell, then they've got it. But it has to be like basically exactly Force of Will, or exactly Pact of Negation. Not really much else.
Because
go ahead. Yeah. No, go ahead.
Hal says for the Forbidden Orchard, what you do is you just give it to the person that you're not attacking until you're already infinite.
Sure. Okay, that's fine. You've got me. I mean, it just seems bad. It just seems like a real bad land for a thing that has a bunch of 1/1 attackers.
I can see it from the turbo mentality. Like, the way it's working for Cal is he's playing at the turn that he's winning, potentially. So it's definitely not going to have that much of an impact negatively on his game plan. But if he had played that turn 1, his summit would have sucked. So
yeah,
I think it's.
And what if that was the only rainbow land? You'd almost be forced to mull.
Yeah.
That's real bad if that's your main game. We're really getting in the weeds, maybe a little bit too far on our Forbidden Orchard here.
It's turbo degeneracy for sure. I don't know if that's real bad or real good. It depends on your pod composition, your situation, and your play style, is what I'll say.
Yeah. Once again, I'm not a Najila main, just from kind of an outsider's perspective looking in. It doesn't seem good, but I mean, I'm probably wrong. I am wrong a lot, to be fair. All right, going to combat here.
Is this just gonna be like a Thoracle win?
I mean, they are drawing, but I mean, you have to be in combat.
Or do you think this was also a desperation play? Do you think Cal was like, Sean's definitely winning on their turn, I'm just going to go for it here because there's a window. I'm going to draw an outsized number of cards and I play a very good deck. The chances of me winning here are high.
There's validity in that. I could see that. Basically, you're not going to get another window. That's what makes those extra turn spells so good.
I'd agree. What do you guys think in chat? What do you think this is my window and I'm making the most of it here? I have a decent chance of winning and I'm going for it, or do you think Kyle's had this on lock the entire time?
Yeah, good to know. So we got combat coming in. So 3 cards last turn into a 6 cards this turn. That's a lot of cards to see before anybody else has a chance to untap. So hopefully that should be enough to get him there.
Yeah, I've seen Rogsai get there off of like Final Fortune, Wheel, Pass, and that's basically what Cal did. So,
Yep.
I think it's possible.
When the card quality is as high as it is in a deck like Najila's, I could easily see this happening, but we'll see. I mean, he did play a Forbidden Orchard, so the land base isn't there. Uh-oh. Remember the Mind Break Trap, Cal. Remember the Mind Break Trap.
It begins.
Yeah, this Mind Break Trap looking a lot better now that we know it's not a Derevi win.
Remember the Mind Break Trap. So it looks like this is a Stormin kind of thing.
What if there's an Angel's Grace from Cal?
Let's go. I'm here for it. I love that people are back on that card.
I think that and Everybody Lives both are really strong. Oh, well, the next spell will be Mind Break Trapped.
It's 100% going to get Mind Break Trapped.
Maybe not. Depending on what it is, maybe not. But it'll be Mind Break Trappable for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if they've got, but like if they've got Swan Song or something like that for it, we'll see. We're gonna find out. So,
Al is
because
in the think tank.
Yes, this
yeah,
is
I mean,
a big sequencing moment.
Yep, this is spell 2.
So you have 1 red, 3 colorless, a blue-black, a blue-white, a rainbow land. That is enough for Thoracle Consult. Our graveyard is decent. Depending on cards in hand, we could breach here. We don't have a Derevi we can't take another turn after this unless we have like an Angel's Grace.
Yep.
I'm not sure if he's on that.
I'm not sure if he's on any sort of like outside of combat, extra combat stuff. That seems like a little subpar for Najeela since it's stapled right onto her.
We could also see Nas.
I mean, Nas strong. But what are you doing with it in your Final Fortune turn post combat? Maybe it's just Thoracle.
Or Breach, yeah. Good old-fashioned Thoracle or Breach off of Nas after drawing 12 cards. That seems really reasonable for a win window.
It is. We just know there's an exposed Mindbreak Trap. We have revealed Mindbreak Trap.
Wonder if Ori was big braining, did that to make him nervous.
It worked. Made me nervous, and I'm not even playing. I'm sweating over here watching Cal.
What's up, Accepted? Everybody, Alex Accepted is our guest caster for the next crew battle game, which will be tomorrow at the same time.
Hey, yo.
Looks like he is sleepy as always. You are sleepy at all hours of the day, my friend. Diabolic Intent. Sacrificing a warrior. Mindbreak Trap? Please and thank you? Maybe?
No, it's got to be the next spell, right?
Don't counter the tutor. Counter what they tutor for.
Yeah.
In this situation, there's a chance he's tutoring for a counterspell for the Mindbreak Trap. I would counter the tutor.
I would too. There's no reality where this isn't getting a utility thing. This is getting a game-winning something or other. Either a game-winning spell or protection for it.
Ori not casting it yet. You think he's trying to get his opponents to do something here, or at least reveal some information before he puts it back on the stack? Oh,
nope.
There it is.
Apparently not. If this was bait, this was good bait. Yeah.
Necessary bait. This is kind of like what Priscilla did yesterday, Monday in her match. She played a a reanimate with a Dockside in the graveyard, which had to get countered, a mental misstep, and then a Culling the Weak, which had to get countered, and then she just won.
That is brilliant. That is like 4D chess. That is thinking 4 steps ahead of your opponents. That is brilliant gameplay.
It was great. It was well earned. This could be the same type of sequencing from Cal. It could be a bait. We'll see. I
mean, Cal's a brilliant player. This wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I mean, Rite of Flame, knowing that that's there, Rite of Flame into a Mana Vault, into that Mana Despair. There's the Underworld Breach. That's what I mean. Like bait out that Mindbreak Trap, get it off the board. Now we're gonna have to see whether or not Sean has a Force of Will to save the day here.
Priscilla called the bait, called the breach.
Called it. Let's go.
She's just on her game this week.
always on her game. What are you talking about this week? Always on her game. All right, escaping that Dockside. Let's go. What do we got?
That's a lot of.
Can't tutor though here. How many cards?
Yeah, because it was exiled.
Mm-hmm.
That's still a fair amount of cards, though. We could still have something.
Oh, I mean, drew, like I said, I think it drew a total of 11 over 2 turns, including their draw step. That's pretty good.
Pretty good indeed.
That's a lot of options.
And we're giving the spirit to Ori. Sean only at 16 life, so the number of attacks that can go into him are... Well, I guess you can send the 1/1s at Malcolm.
Yeah.
And then just Najeela at Sean.
Because they're only going to be able to block 1. All right. Got treasures galore here. Was it? Yeah, total of 6. Yep. Oh, should have cracked the LED. Made a statement on principle. Witchclaw. Okay.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
There's Brain
Activate
Freeze.
Witchclaw. Thoracle. Well, I mean, you could, I guess you could Brain Freeze, but you could also just, Thoracle Consult win the game.
Well, does he have a? Does he? Oh, it doesn't. Does he have a console? Oh, he does have. Yep, there you called it again, Ryan.
Okay.
Like I said, you could do it with extra steps and stuff, but like, yeah,
And that's
Yep.
it. It's over.
And
Consecrated Sphinx and all the cards didn't matter. Oh, there's the pact. 3 cards down. So unfortunate. Cal, mulling to 4, going last, running the game, putting a value engine into play, changing a path target to the Consecrated Sphinx, casting an extra turn spell, drawing a bunch of cards, and breaching them out with Najeela. Well done. A W for the Midwest. We're going to pull Cal in here and interview him just in a second. You want to grab him for us, Austin? Well done from him, though. That was exciting.
Superb. Well played.
How do you feel with your region winning while you're guest casting for them, Ryan?
I mean, I think it's Providence. Performance. He knew he was on display. He was repping the entire area of the United States. So I hope everyone from every other region can deal with the shame that Cal just inflicted on everybody tonight. Just saying.
People were trash talking the Midwest quite a bit. I saw a meme that said Midwest play area, and it was like an outdoor folding chair and like a 32 pack of beer and a play mat or something like that. So like, I don't know. I think Cal's showing that the Midwest play area also includes cards that win the game.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna bring Cal over.
Heck yeah.
hello.
Welcome. Congratulations.
Look at this winner here.
Thank you. Someone had to represent Ohio well, I suppose.
Yeah, God knows no one else in the casting booth was.
Well done, Cal, with
Thank
your
you.
win there. That was awesome. That was really quick too. That was like a half-hour game. Very nicely done.
That's what I'm
You
about.
saw your chance for glory.
Yeah, exactly. I saw my chance for glory, and I figured I'd take it.
There's a couple of quick areas where we definitely want to know kind of what was going on behind the scenes or down on the floor. The one was the Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that part of the game. What was going on in the trenches?
Yeah, so pretty much, unfortunately, I think Ori kind of played himself DoomDG. We were discussing, like, in my pre-main phase, we were discussing a little bit whether or not, like, it was worth it for me as a player to just, like, kind of take my lumps and, like, make the winning play by, like, attacking, like, Doom. It would have been DoomDG at the time. To just like draw, I think at the time it would have been 3 cards for me, because I thought that like me drawing 3 cards put me in a better spot to win, even though Sean was going to draw 6 off of it. It put me in a better spot to win than just passing to him when he had 11 cards in hand at the time.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, Ori, I think I'd just attack you. And then he flashed the Swords to Plowshares at me, and he was like, no, you aren't. No, you won't. And I was like, oh, I have a deflecting spot in hand. Now the obvious play is for me to attack him.
So was he going after the swords? Was the swords going after Samut? Was it going after Najeela?
The swords was going after Samut. They talked about it a lot after I said I'm going to combat, and then they kind of discussed it. Oh, you can get rid of Najeela, and then no warriors will come down. You can permanently get rid of Samut, and then we won't have to worry about him throwing the game to Sean anymore. Was kind of the discussion there, and it eventually ended up going at Samut. So it was targeting Samut for the 3 seconds before my deflecting spot went on the stack. Yeah, that was pretty much the context. Was I was real iffy on attacking, and then Ori flashed his swords at me to try to disincentivize me from attacking, which is objectively the correct thing to do, but I just so happened to have exactly deflecting SWAT. So that's, that is what it is.
That's pretty awesome. You seem to have quite the exact cards you needed pretty often. What was your opening hand there? You went to 4, right?
And going fourth, yeah.
My opening hand was 2 lands, Dockside Eldritch Evolution.
Oh my god.
Oh, damn. Wow. That is the Dream 4.
It is about the Dream 4. And I said, I'm playing against, like, good players who are playing decks that I'm sure will spit out, like, all 3 of these players I'm sure would love to play Mystic or Ristic on turn 1. All of these players was like sure that I was sure there was gonna be like a mana crypt or two or whatever on the table by my turn 2. So I said, okay, if this dockside resolves, hopefully like the cards will have come up right. Like if I draw a Jeweled Lotus on that turn, then I could have like Eldritched into Terevi and hopefully won pretty quickly because I would have attacked with Nagila both the first turn and the second turn. But I figured at the floor I could then turn my dockside into a Samet and just start going from 0 cards in hand to X plus 1 million. Yeah.
Well done, though. Well done with that. So did you have the Breach in hand when you cast the extra turn spell?
Yes, I did. Yep,
Nice.
I drew Breach off of my 3 cards for the previous turn together with Wishclaw Talisman. And I also already had a Chance for Glory in hand, and I was like, oh, okay, so like this is what I have to do. This is my window to win before Sean untaps. And it was tough. I had to sit there and think about it a lot to try to bait out then the known, unfortunately inappropriately cast earlier Mindbreak Trap.
Yeah.
I had to figure out how to play along that, and I said, I really hope this Diabolic Intent will bait it out. And then they all discussed it. Ori originally did not want to cast it. The real don't tutor the counter the the thing that counter the tutor gets. But they were worried, the rest of the table was worried, and Ori eventually ended up agreeing that since I had already drawn so many cards, I probably kind of already had what I needed correct, and that the Diabolic Intent, if it was allowed to resolve, would have been getting something like a Fierce Guardianship correct. So
that's what we were discussing in the booth actually at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Priscilla actually just asked that. No, they asked if the intent was bait. So that is
unfortunately Ori, I think played the game objectively correctly the entire time, and it ended up not going his way every single time, which is just something that happens sometimes when you're playing cEDH, unfortunately.
Yep.
Variants do get you, and sometimes it gets you in the good way. Like when you go last, build the 4 and draw the nuts.
Get the nuts. Dockside is exactly enough for me to be able to cast both Nagila and get some mood out and have an extra treasure laying around. So then later I can cast my Chance for Glory. Yeah, exactly. Those are just one of those games where it works out 5% of the time, and it did. So I'm pretty happy about it.
That's the mark of a good cEDH player, is being able to capitalize on that variance. And when your deck gives you the nuts, you can recognize it and say, this is the nuts, and I know what I need to do with this. So well done being able to utilize the tools that your deck gave you to win the game.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it.
Congrats on repping the Midwest.
Indeed.
Thank you, Ryan. It's so nice to have won a game for the Midwest. Hopefully we sweep the rest of the event.
That's right.
It could happen. It could happen very well. So the West Coast and the Midwest both that won, East Coast and the South needing to catch up, getting 0 points each. We're gonna get ready to sign off, but before we do, I just want to plug our amazing sponsor, All Trades Media Original Print Proxy Pack. There's a QR code for their shop up on the screen. It is a really, really amazing proxy pack that you can get that is great for webcam play. The tokens are black and white and really, really easy to see. There's no glare with them or anything like that. And it's really, really, really well designed. It has almost all the tokens that you need. It's got stuff like active player. It's got mana tokens. It's got past priority tokens. It's got stuff like Orcish Bowmaster tokens, a Wishclaw Talisman token, and a Gilded Drake token. It's got everything you could possibly need for your online play. And you can use promo code ELDER to get 25% off an order of $25 or more. I'm going to throw the link. Oh, Austin already beat me to it. He threw the link in chat already. So you can use the QR code or the link to check that out. And we'll be back again tomorrow for yet another crew battle. We're going to see who can put up another point for their team. Maybe it'll be the Midwest locking up 2 wins. And maybe it'll be another team getting themselves on the board. If all 4 teams tie, we might have to play a 5th tiebreaker game, which will be pretty exciting. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget, if you missed it, if you're tuning in on the Twitch VOD, all these games will also be available on our YouTube channel, edited so that they're not as long. Although this one wasn't very long because Cal won it very, very handily. Ryan, do you want to say anything about yourself, about your content, or about your feelings for your day? How was your day before we sign off?
Yeah, everything was great. Thank you again for having me. This is an awesome project. I'm absolutely loving what's going on right now. It's really cool to root for your team and really get behind a certain, person and or area. That's been a lot of fun. So my name is Ryan. You can find me at Playing with Power, me and the team, I should say, at Playing with Power. You can find us wherever you can type in Playing with Power in a search bar. Big thanks again to EDH, Elder Drunken Highlander, for having me on and casting. It's been a blast.
Thank you so much for coming. It was really great having you on, and it was really great having Mike on last night as well. He put on a great show with Kinnan, and we also have Ashani coming on in our last game, which is next Wednesday. So there's quite a few of the Playing with Power team coming on and representing the various regions that they're from. So thank you to you and for the rest of your team for doing that. We're gonna be rating Moderately Anonymous MTG. Oh, just kidding. Oh, just kidding. We are. It worked. So. I'm really bad at raiding. I always forget. My co-caster last night was like, Josh, don't forget to raid before you leave. Right as I started to hit the stop streaming button, I was like, oh yeah. So we're gonna raid Dan. He's streaming probably some good old-fashioned cEDH. Make sure you say nice things and say hi for me. I'm also gonna say hi. Thank you all for watching. Thanks everyone for playing and for helping out with this really amazing project. It's been a blast, and we will see you all tomorrow for round 3.
Thanks.